Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley, I'm an exercise physiologist, and today we're going to be talking about supplements. So I apologize for my voice. I was sick last week. I'm feeling much better, but I do apologize for the hoarseness and if I do cough at all during the video. All right, so today we're going to be talking about supplements. Why am I someone that you want to listen to about this? Well, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor, but I did work at Whole Foods Market in their supplement department for about 3 years while I was getting my bachelor's degree. So I learned a lot about different supplements, different brands out there. We had a lot of vendors come and educate us on their products, and I got to learn a little bit about the regulatory practices of the supplement industry. So let's get into it. All right, so the term vitamin, so vitamin is one of the supplements, right? The term vitamin is derived from the words vital and amine. So this was at the beginning of the last century. It was assumed that all vitamins were amines. And if you don't know what amines are, it's kind of like a chemistry answer that I would give you. It has to do with hydrogen bonding atoms, and also it could be associated with ammonia, something that's naturally occurring in our bodies. So not to get too technical, but that was what was thought. So not all vitamins are amines, but some amines may be vitamins or parts of them, okay? So vitamins are required for life. If you remember that story about scurvy and the men at sea, they were lacking vitamin C. So when they were given lemons, the scurvy went away. There's been other stories like this documented with beriberi and different deficiencies such as vision loss at nighttime, or just vision loss in general, being like a vitamin A deficiency. Okay, so food availability around the world, most countries, it's cheapest to eat carbohydrates, whether it's potatoes, rice, and things like that. So not a lot of nutrients in those foods. We are very blessed nowadays to have a plethora of foods available to us. We just have to be smart enough to know which ones we need to be eating for our specific needs in our body. Okay, so I want to just preface also with I'm not against supplements, and I'm not really for supplements. I think like with medicine, with prescription drugs, there may be a time in someone's life where they need to take a supplement in order to heal, but I don't believe that that is something that should be taken for the rest of that person's life. Are there exceptions? Yes, and we'll talk about that. Vitamin D is one of those exceptions, but in general, you don't want to be taking things for the duration of your life. Things like, there could be things that are really detrimental to your health, like fat-soluble vitamins. Maybe taking enzymes long-term can throw off your body's natural ability to produce these types of things, and things like that. So there are nutrients that we actually need from the diet, and then there's vitamins that are nutrients and constituents that our bodies create, such as cholesterol, but we do need to be eating a healthy diet. Okay, so the body does not always make its own nutrients, like I'd mentioned. So, we need that vitamin C. If you are someone who is into anti-aging, or, I think better put is just aging well, because anti-aging, we're all aging. It's inevitable. It's not a bad thing. It shouldn't be scary. But aging well and feeling like you are thriving in every stage of your life. Okay. So vitamin C is going to be really important for everyone, but in food form, because guess what? Vitamin C creates collagen. So a big supplement out now is the collagen supplements, or are the collagen supplements. Those supplements to me are such a waste of time and money. I feel like either you're going to urinate it out, or it's just going to get backed up in your system and create other issues. So if you want, to promote healthy aging in your skin and in your organs, you want to be eating vitamin C rich foods. Now, if you have an intolerance to citrus or maybe certain things that have vitamin C, did you know that broccoli has vitamin C? Did you know that there is vitamin C in a potato? I learned that from a dietitian at my job. You know, there's so many natural foods, organic fruits and vegetables that have vitamin C, so you don't necessarily have to say, oh, well, I can't have citrus, I'm just going to take a supplement. Your body can only absorb a certain amount of nutrients, vitamins, those constituents at one time. So sometimes you may be just wasting your money. I believe your body can only absorb 250 milligrams or so of vitamin C at one time. So if you're taking a supplement like 1,000 milligrams or whatever, your body, you're urinating that out, especially if it's a water-soluble vitamin. The fat-soluble vitamins are going to be A, D, E, and K. Those type of vitamins hang out in your fat cells, and they can become extremely toxic if there is a buildup of them. So that's why it's very important to get these things from foods, because it's not going to build up in your system. It's going to be passed along with the fiber in the foods, and it's not going to be in these toxic amounts. And that's what these supplements really can be, is a very concentrated and sometimes toxic amount. Okay, so there's two sides of the coin. Sometimes supplements can be really helpful in short amounts of time, and then on the other side of it, they can be complete crap, like they don't work at all. So it's really important to do your research, find out what companies you trust that have good policies in place and cleanliness, especially with fish oils and things like that, and also in their drying processes. So a lot of supplements are dried, and how do the vitamins stay intact with that? So you have to find out whether or not, you know, you're having this placebo effect where you feel like it's working, but how do you really know? Okay, so the first thing you want to do, like I always say, get your blood work done. Once you have that, and ask for the extra stuff if you want to get your vitamin D and check your thyroid and all those other things. Okay, so then you can go ahead and treat yourself with food. Now, if you need to take medication, if you're on medication, I'm not telling you to stop if you're being supervised by a doctor. But all I'm saying is that the first step is to find out what your body needs specifically, and then we can treat it from there. Okay, my first go-to is always going to be foods, and I've told you guys the story about my thyroid. You know, I was eating a lot of soy. My thyroid was underactive. I stopped eating soy. Knock on wood, everything kind of went back to homeostasis. So sometimes just adjusting the diet can help us and prevent us from taking medications and or supplements. Okay, so the supplement industry is loosely regulated by the FDA and the DSHEA, which is the Dietary Supplement and Health Education Act. Okay, so they are not you know, heavily overseeing these companies to make sure they're doing the right thing, to make sure everything is hunky-dory, and that, you know, they're you know, making products like they say they're making. So keep that in mind. You can go on to the websites of different brands and just look at the accountability that they provide, you know, and kind of just make your best judgment from there. Okay, so as we talked about with vitamins, what else are supplements? So we have vitamins, minerals, enzymes, herbs, different botanicals, amino acids, protein powders, hormones, and more. That's just to name a few. Okay, so you want to be cautious with fillers, different fillers added to vitamins, and I definitely recommend you getting vitamins that are organic. One question I had a lot when I worked at Whole Foods in their supplement department was, should I be taking a multivitamin? And, you know, a lot of times if you look at the daily value of what's in the supplement for each nutrient, you know, if you're eating a healthy diet as well, you're going to be consuming way more than what you're required to have for each individual vitamin. Okay, a multivitamin may be good for someone who has limited or no access to nutritious foods, maybe someone who is like in the Peace Corps, or someone who is living in a remote area where they don't have a lot of access to foods. That might be a good idea. But, you know, like I said, and you know, we have so much available to us, we don't really need that multivitamin. So sometimes they say it's like an insurance policy. I think my recommendation would be, if you're going to take a multivitamin, don't take the required dose. You know, so if it says take 4 capsules or whatever, take 1. or maybe take one every other day, or take one once a week, just to kind of ensure that you're getting all the nutrients you need. Maybe if you're not really focused on getting all your greens, getting all your berries and antioxidants and enzymes from pineapple and papaya and all these different things that God has provided for us, then maybe the multivitamin could be somewhat helpful. But again, you don't want to overdo it because it can cause more issues. I had a friend who her hair was falling out, God forbid, and she figured out that she actually was consuming the zinc supplement she was taking was causing this. So she stopped the zinc and everything went back to normal. So just be careful with that, okay? A lot of supplements are only tested up to about 3 months. So about 3 months, you know, they'll get their data and that's what they are showing to you and putting in these research articles. Are they doing it longer sometimes? Yes, but most supplements, you know, we see these not recommended past 3 months. So especially when you get into your botanicals and herbs, these compounds, if they are effective, if they are processed properly, they can be very, you know, potent and can cause issues. Okay, so try to be careful with that. Okay, so what do you want to look for in supplements? Like I said, you want to research the company, look for a product with active compounds, raw, organic, things that don't have a lot of sugar, added ingredients, and then look for those safe manufacturing processes. And you can simply do that by researching the company. You can call them, ask them questions, and you may think, oh, that's so much work. Well, wouldn't you want to know if you were going to be poisoning yourself? You know, and just takes a phone call and say, hey, do you have someone who takes questions? Or you can send them an email and ask them, you know, the questions that you want answered. And those questions would be, you know, what are your practices in maintaining the nutrient density and content of your vitamins? You know, do you use drying? You know, do you have, if you live close to them, you can ask to visit, or maybe they have videos where you can see what their labs and their business practices, the business looks like. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask questions. It's your health, and you shouldn't feel bad about that. Okay, especially if you're going to be investing in this and buying it routinely. Okay, keep in mind also the marketing in supplements isn't always factual. So, you know, when I was I wouldn't say heavy into weightlifting, but when I was more into weightlifting, I was taking a whey protein powder supplement, and I was also taking a CLA tonylin supplement, which I did see results with. However, research shows that taking CLA tonylin is not good long-term, but I did lose weight around the midsection in about a couple months. Anyway, not to trail off too much. But I remember seeing, I'd go to a vitamin shop and I would see like a picture or an image of people running or jogging or, you know, just super fit, like in a bathing suit maybe, and they were tan and they just looked amazing. And we kind of get it in our head, like, okay, if I buy this, this is what I'm going for. This is what I'm going to look like. And there's no guarantee by these supplement companies that that is going to be the end product. So don't be fooled by these people that are marketing to you. You know, you have great motives. You want to be fit. You want to be healthy. That's great. But don't be duped by these companies. There is no substitute for a healthy diet and exercise. And I know you want to hear that there's a magic pill, right? But, you know, it really is not hard at all if you change your environment, you change your lifestyle. So if you decide that you're not going to do certain things anymore, or you are going to incorporate more health promoting habits into your life, it becomes second nature. It becomes a new habit. It becomes a new lifestyle, and it becomes much easier after that. So it's very, very simple. And there's so much information for us online now to look for simple recipes. And you know, my channel offers plenty of tips and motivation for you to be successful at it. So you definitely can do it. And maybe you need supplements for a time after getting that blood work done and talking to your doctor. And then maybe you'll be able to rely on foods after that, mainly as your source of nutrition. As Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine. Okay. foods are the best source of vitamins and nutrients, as we know. It's also full of fiber, water, a lot of other things that's going to help our body thrive. Okay, the goal should be to keep the balance of homeostasis in the body long term, and heavy use of supplements may disrupt this balance. So, you know, being calm inside yourself, having your nervous system calm, having your emotions react appropriately in certain situations, having a great memory, being able to recall the important things in life, and then just having like a focus of like, what is really important for me to focus on? You know, what do I need to be remembering and putting into that memory bank that's going to be useful to me, and what is going to be the stuff that I need to get rid of or forget that is going to just drain my energy and not produce the right amount of energy and momentum in my life. Okay, so just think about that. All right, we talked about the placebo effect, and I put a couple articles down below, but in regards to placebo, so, you know, evidence suggests that people may receive a feeling of well-being from supplements. So if someone has, you know, a disease, there's not much evidence saying that the placebo effect will cure the disease. However, if someone has a heightened or increased mental status where they have more serotonin happening, where they have more, you know, just happiness in general, will the body heal faster? I would say yes. So the placebo effect, you don't want to be wasting your money on supplements if they're not actually, you know, working or active. But sometimes that placebo can help our morale so that we can get well and we can get the ball rolling on our health. Okay, so placebo is a real thing, and that's where people will feel like something is working when actually nothing is being changed physiologically. Okay. So my top 5 brands of supplements are going to be Garden of Life, Gaia Herbs, Source Naturals, Now, and Boron. Are these the only brands that I would recommend? No. But these are the ones that I use every so often, like if I'm sick or if I want to take, you know, extra protein, or maybe like a turmeric supplement or something. So I don't actually take a multivitamin. I bought one this past year, and I was taking it, and I just noticed that I did not feel well taking that vitamin. I started getting these skin rashes, and I was just feeling way too jittery. So for me, I stopped taking it, and I don't take a multivitamin. I do take some supplements, and I'll share those with you in a moment. But I get my nutrients from foods. I've had my blood work done. I know that, you know, my thyroid, you know, was a little iffy at one point. So I always consider that. And then I always make sure that I am eating vitamin C rich foods, because it makes me feel good, first of all, but also I know that it can be helpful through life as we all go through this aging process, or just maturation process. So those are 2 things that I definitely, and then I take my vitamin D every single day. So that, and yeah, so let's get into the vitamins that I take instead of me just trailing on and on. All right, so the first one I showed you guys before, I'll just briefly show you. This is Zyflamend, okay? This is my go-to if I have any sports injuries, if you know, I have like, you know, joints that are sore, my muscles feel sore. It's just turmeric, rosemary, ginger. I love holy basil. I've taken that in my life for anxiety when I was in school, taking tests and such. So that one, I take that when I need it. And then I have this vitamin D supplement that I take. Sorry, it's a little messy. And I like the liquid, you know, because I don't necessarily like having that gelatin capsule. I don't do animal products, so I just take the liquid. And at one point my vitamin D was so low, so I was taking about 5 to 10 drops, and there's 1,000 I use in 1 drop. So now I only take like 1 to 2 just to maintain my vitamin D levels. Then essential enzymes. This is my go-to, you know, if I have gas or bloating, or if I just feel like my stomach is upset. This has stuff to break down carbs, fats, and proteins. And I don't know, this has been a savior to me when my stomach was bloated especially. Okay, another one from Source Naturals is the Wellness Formula. This one is great for when you are sick or when you feel like you're getting sick. It has so many great ingredients in there. I'll let you look it up on the website. But just to name a few, you've got garlic bulb. And I try to have at least one raw garlic clove a day. I chop it up and put it in my salad. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial, and that's natural, okay? Obviously, you don't want to overdo it, but one a day should be okay. All right, it has selenium. It has pau d'arco bark, which is great for blood cleansing, grapeseed extract. It has cinnamon, so many things in here. So I don't take the full dose. I just take about one of those, and it really helps with the immune system. Since I have been sick, I did go ahead and buy the Chestol with honey from Boron, and I was a little skeptical of this at first, but it actually really worked. I took it towards the tail end of my cold, and it really helped just relax my bronchial system, and you know, I felt like I was getting I was healing faster. So a little bit on homeopathic medicine. So this is homeopathic, and what does that mean? So the way that it was explained to me from their representatives when I worked at Whole Foods was that homeopathic constituents, they are natural plant-derived ingredients that work with your body's natural innate system to produce, so your body produces its own healing properties. So it's not like you're actually taking an herb or a vitamin or anything like that. You are taking something that is initiating that natural healing process in your body. So I do like homeopathic medicine. I've taken their pellets. They're like come in these little blue tubes for certain other conditions, and maybe it's placebo, but I've actually felt a difference and felt like it worked. So whether you have skin rashes or a cough or whatever it may be, you can go in to your Whole Foods and maybe try some of those and see how you like them. All right, so lastly, protein powder. I don't have this a lot, to be honest with you. This is a pea protein powder, got from Whole Foods. It's a 365 brand, and okay, it's organic, and it doesn't taste great, to be honest with you. But if you don't put a lot, or if there's more liquid to powder, it's really not that bad. It's pea protein, so it's really gritty. It's got 15 grams of protein, and they usually mix that with like a banana, an acai packet or something like that to get more antioxidants with it. But I imagine there's a considerable amount of fiber in here as well. So it doesn't actually list fiber, but I would imagine there is because it tastes really fibrous. It's a vegan protein. Of course, whey is going to be a lot creamier. I remember drinking those. It was really frothy. I used to get the strawberry one. I used to really like that, but I'm lactose intolerant, and I'm not able to have that. But if you are getting whey protein, again, make sure it's organic and clean and from a reputable company. All right, so that's pretty much it for today. I hope you learned something, and remember, eat the foods that have the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, and all that type of stuff. If you need to take a supplement, consider taking one for short amounts of time under a doctor's supervision. Always let your doctor know what supplements you are taking, because certain medications can interact with supplements and it can be dangerous as well. Okay, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel for more information like this. If you want to donate, I have links down below to my accounts for PayPal and Venmo, where you can contribute to my channel financially. Thank you so much as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.